Welcome to another show. Today, I'm going to share my own personal favorite Christmas movies and specials. I'm not going to go by specific charts today, though I'll be sure to glean from their thoughts on the subject. This is going to be my list of favorite Christmas movies and shows. I won't list movies like Die Hard or Lethal Weapon, even though I love those movies. Yippee-ki-yay.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Even though they occur during Christmas, I don't consider them to be Christmas movies. This list has to be movies about the holiday, so with that said, let's begin.
Well, young lady, what's your name?
I'm sorry she doesn't speak English. She's Dutch. She just came over.
My number 10 favorite Christmas movie is Miracle on 34th Street.
I told her you wouldn't be able to speak to her, but when she saw you in the parade yesterday, she said you were Santa Claus, as she calls you, and you could talk to her.
Ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
Oh, ben Santa Claus.
Ja, zeker.
An older man working at a Macy's department store, Santa, played by Edmund Gwynn, claims to be Kris Kringle, and he convinces innocent kids, and even the most cynical adults, that he's the real deal. There's something undeniably sweet about this perennial classic. Despite that, if it were made today, he'd probably be handcuffed and put in jail. One of the most well-known and beloved Christmas movies of all time, George Seaton's Miracle on 34th Street tells an exceptional and transfixing story about a department store Santa Claus who claims to be the real deal and then captures the hearts of pretty much everyone around him, save for a jealous coworker and an arrogant psychologist. Released in 1947, this holiday staple follows Kris Kringle as he becomes the Santa Claus of the flagship Macy's in New York City. He teaches event director Doris Walker, played by Maureen O'Hara, and her young daughter, Susan, played by Natalie Wood, the meaning of Christmas. As soon as Kringle is introduced in the early goings of the movie, it's hard not to be carried away by his calm and kind nature, and it only gets better from there. Despite those around him not believing in Santa, and others doing everything they can to get rid of him, the bearded elderly man with mysterious abilities never lets it get him down.
You're the only person I know who can take a wonderful season like Christmas and turn it into a problem.
Now we're up to number 9, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Browniest.
This is the first Charlie Brown special I watched as a kid, and I still watch it every year to this day. The first TV special based on Charles M. Schulz's Peanut Strip and one of the most well-known holiday cartoons of all time. A Charlie Brown Christmas was released in 1965 and has been a permanent fixture of the season ever since. This short and sweet special centers on Charlie Brown as he attempts to direct a Christmas play that captures the season's true meaning, only to be disregarded by an uncooperative cast and rampant commercialism. But that all changes when Charlie and Linus look for a Christmas tree to be the centerpiece of their production. For decades, Bill Melendez's special has captured the hearts and minds of countless viewers, spanning multiple generations, who can't help but fall in love with its touching story, simple yet beautiful animation, and a score by Vince Guaraldi that is just as popular. It has everything someone could ever want in a Christmas special, laying the foundation for similar titles that followed over the coming years.
The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season.
Number 8 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas, not the Jim Carrey version.
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming.
As with number 9, this one profoundly affected me growing up. 1966's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is the best of the network TV animated specials produced in the late 1960s and early 70s, which is saying a lot, given many of them are still broadcast almost 60 years later. The success starts with the creative choices to keep Dr. Seuss words at the story's center. Narrated by the delightful Boris Karloff, who also provides the voice of the Grinch, the special never drifts far from the wordplay at the heart of the book. That results in an end product that, at times, can feel like an audiobook with a visual component. Even with that visual component hanging as the second stocking, the animation works exceptionally well. It's a bit crude compared with modern standards, but it's also incredibly clever and features a lot of fun transitions and vibrant creative choices. Apples turn into eyes. The Grinch slithers around the floor when he's at his most mischievous, and Max, the Grinch's trusty sidekick, delivers in every single cut-to-shot he gets. And the bow on top is Thurl Ravenscroft's fantastic song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, which still hits the Billboard charts every holiday season.
How'd you get sick?
I loved a woman who wasn't clean.
Mrs. Santa?
No, it was her sister.
The number 7 movie is Bad Santa.
You are really Santa, right?
No, I'm an accountant. Marcus, get this kid out of here. He's freaking me out.
Gotta love Billy Bob Thornton. He spikes the eggnog in the bruised black comedy about disgustingly drunk department store Santa con man who's out to rob stores on Christmas Eve with his elf sidekick Marcus, played by Tony Cox. Here's one for parents looking for something to pop on after the kids are asleep. Bad Santa is a demented, twisted, unreasonably funny work of comic kamikaze style. It stars Billy Bob Thornton as Santa, and a defiantly uncouth performance. His character is Willie T. Soak, and W.C. Fields would have liked that. At the movie's beginning is a foul-mouthed, unkempt, drunken louse, and sticks to that theme all the way through. You expect a happy ending, but the ending is happy in the same sense that a man's doctor tells him he lost his legs, but we're able to save his shoes. Specific unwritten parameters govern mainstream American movies, and Bad Santa violates all of them. When did you last see the film's Santa kick a department store reindeer to pieces, or use the F-bomb more than Eddie Griffin, or finding a girlfriend who makes him wear his little red hat in bed because she has a Santa finish? And for that matter, when was the last movie where a loser, Santa, meets a little kid and the kid doesn't redeem the loser with his sweetness and simplicity, but attaches himself, kind of like those leeches on Bogart in The African Queen? What's not to love?
Sometimes I find myself hurting from giving too much.
Fire these people.
But it's Christmas.
Bah humbug.
Number 6, it's Scrooged.
Oh, I got it.
Holy shit, that's Frank Cross.
He's drunk. He's nuts. He's finished.
The film works very well, providing lots of laughs and setting up the Bill Murray character and his callousness in its first half. He wants to staple antlers on a mouse for a Christmas Eve special, but the film goes astray in what appears to be a marketing decision when the visitation of the 3 ghosts turns into a weak imitation of Ghostbusters. However, Bill Murray's lazy humor carries the movie until his genuinely sweet relationship with an old girlfriend, played by Karen Allen. No one does bah humbug better than Bill Murray's Frank Cross, a heartless TV exec in this darkly comedic retelling of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Yes, it's pretty much the same film as 1993's Groundhog Day. Jerk becomes a better man on the eve of a national holiday. However, that doesn't stop it from being the perfect, prickly antidote to Yuletide sap.
Officer Red Undercover, I shoot you in a jet with my light rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out. Ho, ho, ho.
Now we're up to number 5, A Christmas Story. Despite being narrated by a man in his 60s, A Christmas Story is one of the most authentic depictions of what it feels like to be a kid we've ever gotten. It's undoubtedly the best one that touches on Christmas and how life or death getting the right present can feel. In Ralphie's case, the life or death present is a Red Ryder BB gun. He wants it, and everyone thinks he'll shoot his eye out. He, of course, does shoot his eye out, but before he pulls the trigger, A Christmas Story delivers moment after moment of comedy gold, many of which feel so relatable. There's the blowout Christmas meal that turns into an inedible disaster. There's the embarrassing present from extended family members, the department store Santa who wants to keep the line moving, the first F-bomb in front of the parents, the childhood dare that goes disastrously wrong, the first fight, the brother who won't eat, the bad grade, the bar of soap punishment, and the new decoration one family member loves and everyone else hates. Some of the details might be different, but A Christmas Story portrays every one of those universal emotions, which is why it means so much to so many.
I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
Hope you're not getting sap all over your sweater, Clark.
The number 4 movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Rarely is the 3rd movie in a franchise the best installment, but that happens to be the case with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Directed by Jeremiah S. Sheshik and written by legendary John Hughes, This hilarious 1989 classic follows Clark Griswold, Chevy Chase, as he attempts to make the best Christmas ever for his family, both immediate and extended. That, however, proves to be no easy task for the accident-prone and high-strung family man, as he is faced with overcoming all kinds of obstacles in this lead-up to the big holiday. What's so wonderful about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is that it doesn't feel like a cheap way to continue a popular 80s movie franchise, but something genuine and genuinely funny. It has countless classic side characters: Cousin Eddie, Margot and Todd Chester, Aunt Bethany, laugh-out-loud moments, the dried-out turkey, a SWAT team crashing the Christmas party, and perhaps one of the best Christmas movie songs of all time.
A Merry Christmas to us all.
A Merry Christmas to us all.
And God bless us, everyone.
Number 3 movie is A Christmas Carol.
But if he is to die, then let him die, and decrease the surplus population.
You use my own words against me.
For me, it's a toss-up between the Alistair Sim version, titled Scrooged, or the George C. Scott version. Never cared for the Reginald Owen version. He just seemed angry for the sake of being angry. And of course, those are the 3 versions that stand out amidst the 1,000 tellings of the tale. Sim and Scott appear to build the character, and they don't imitate each other. They make the character their own. But I guess the George C. Scott version edges out Sim's version only slightly. Other versions do some things better, but this one does everything right. No mistakes. It stays close to the original text. It's excellently produced and has a consistent tone and vision, making it the most balanced of all the versions of the story. Christmas Carol might not have the best Scrooge of all time, but George C. Scott's performance is a solid 9 out of 10, and this version features the most adorable and pitiable Tiny Tim of all, best Ghost of Christmas Present, played by Edward Woodward.
Look, who are you? I told you, George, I'm your guardian angel.
At number 2, It's a Wonderful Life.
What do you want, Mary? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Sometimes movies are considered masterpieces for a reason, and this is one of those times. If you think Frank Capra's holiday staple is feel-good hooey, watch it again. It's funny, heartwarming, profound, and an annual reminder that the holidays are about more than presents. Thanks to Jimmy Stewart's turn as George Bailey. If you don't have a sugar plum in your throat by the end of credits, you need to come in from the cold. 1947's It's a Wonderful Life isn't just one of the best Christmas movies out there, but it's also regarded by many as the best Christmas movie of all time. Despite being overlooked by critics when it was released, It's a Wonderful Life has come to be seen as the movie that most effectively delivers the meaning of Christmas to viewers. The entire film focuses on George Bailey, James Stewart, and how the intervention of his guardian angel, Henry Travers, at Christmas time causes him to see that family, togetherness, and gratitude for what one has are the real reasons for the season. I can't watch this movie without bawling my eyes out when the townspeople all chip in to bail out George Bailey, if you'll forgive the pun, and save him from Old Man Potter.
And a DeLorean. Yes. I want the Wu-Tang to get back together. I'll tell the elves. And by the way, this is just for my stockings, okay? For my real present. Hey! Meet me my sleigh in half an hour.
And my number 1 favorite Christmas movie of all time, very heralded Kumar Christmas.
You got it. Merry Christmas, Santa. Yeah. Oh. Right in the sugar plums.
Harold, played by John Cho, has settled into a happy life. He's married to a beautiful woman whose father-in-law, Danny Trejo, in a significant role, hates him. He's got a great job on Wall Street, and he's well on his way to becoming one of the 1% wealthiest people in the 99% are protesting against as we speak. Kumar, played by Kal Penn, has also settled into a nice routine. His girlfriend has left him, so he lives in a filthy apartment and spends his entire day and night and life getting high, or as he puts it, not low. The chaos that ensues is harrowingly funny, strikingly creative. Highlights include a Busby Berkeley pastiche, a bullet time-tracking shot around showering nuns, and a giant monster chase rendered in claymation. The unsavory moments won't amuse everyone. One running joke sees a toddler accidentally ingest a range of increasingly complex. Still, they're delivered with a genial grin and lack the sour undercurrent that has highlighted Gross Out of late. Even the 3D's funny. The effect is mainly used ironically and in the most banal contexts imaginable. A very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas, slacker posturing belies a rare comedic rigor. It takes brains to be this thick. This film perfectly captures several holiday movie tropes, and I can't get enough of it. And that's my list. What do you think? Is your favorite Christmas movie on this list? Which Christmas movies are on your top 10 list? Please let me know what you think in the comments section. As always, I'd be honored if you subscribe to my channel, click the bell to stay informed, and check out my Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise also in the comments section. Until next time, this is Kevin Given saying, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and have yourself a merry little Christmas.